Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered, does it really love you? Or is it just there because you feed it every day? It might sound hard to accept, but the truth is that not all dogs genuinely love their owners. And the important thing is they can't express it verbally, but rather through very small, subtle behaviors. Signals that most of us overlook. If you've ever felt something was off with your dog, you might find the answer today. Dogs are renowned for their loyalty, affection, and strong bond with humans. But unlike humans, they don't fake it. If they're uncomfortable, distrustful, or dislike someone, they won't hide it. It will all show through their behavior, their gaze, their movements, and even how they react to your presence. And importantly, those signals are often subtle and easily misinterpreted. Let's start with the simplest sign, the tail. When you enter the house, a happy dog will wag its tail continuously, even shaking its body with excitement. But if your dog barely wags its tail, or only wags it gently, slowly, or even keeps it drooping, that's not a sign of happiness. A drooping tail often indicates anxiety or fear. Furthermore, studies have shown that the direction of the tail wagging also has different meanings. A wagging to the right is often associated with positive emotions, while a wagging to the left is linked to stress and anxiety. Next is post-meal behavior. In nature, eating is when animals are most vulnerable, so they only feel safe near individuals they trust. If, after eating, your dog comes to you, lies next to you, or wants to be petted, that's a very good sign. But if it finishes eating and then quietly leaves, unwilling to interact, it's possible that in its eyes you're just a food provider, not yet part of its pack. Another subtle sign is eye contact. For dogs, looking someone in the eye isn't always a friendly gesture. A dog that trusts you will look you in the eye gently and calmly. But if it frequently avoids eye contact, turns its face away, or looks elsewhere when you look at it, it could be its way of avoiding conflict. In the canine world, direct eye contact can sometimes be a sign of defiance, and without trust, they will choose to avoid it to stay safe. Sleep is also a very important factor. When sleeping, dogs are in their most vulnerable state. Therefore, they usually choose to sleep near people they trust. If your dog doesn't want to sleep near you, doesn't want to share a room, or always seeks a place far away from you to rest, it could be a sign that it doesn't feel safe enough near you. Many people often think that a dog's disobedience is due to stubbornness or lack of proper training. But in reality, training isn't just about technique, it's also about the relationship. If a dog doesn't trust you, it has no reason to obey. When a dog ignores commands, doesn't respond when you call, or seems uninterested in your presence, the problem is most likely in the connection between you two, rather than the dog's ability to learn. Another fairly obvious sign is avoidant behavior. If your dog leaves the room every time you enter, or always keeps its distance from you, that's not a coincidence. Dogs don't like direct confrontation, so when they're uncomfortable, they'll choose to distance themselves. This is how they protect themselves without causing conflict. You can also observe how relaxed your dog is when you're around. A safe dog will lie on its side, belly up, or even sleep soundly without paying attention to its surroundings. But if your dog is always tense, vigilant, and never truly relaxes when you're near, that's a sign it doesn't fully trust you. Interestingly, dogs rarely refuse food. So if your dog isn't taking food from you, especially when it's healthy, that's a cause for concern. When dogs are stressed, scared, or uncomfortable, their emotions can override their natural eating instincts. Dogs also show affection through sharing. If you've ever seen your dog bring you toys, bones, or anything else it likes, that's a sign of bonding. But if your dog never does that, it may not yet see you as someone it wants to share with. One of the most upsetting signs is when a dog prefers other people over them. If your dog is happy and affectionate with others but distant from you, it's not a coincidence. Dogs naturally gravitate towards people who make them feel safer and more comfortable. Physical contact behaviors are also very important. Petting is a way to build a bond between humans and dogs. But if your dog avoids your touch, flinches, or shows signs of discomfort, that's a clear sign that it's uncomfortable with your touch. At a more serious level, dogs may growl. This isn't random behavior. It's a warning. When a dog growls, it's saying it feels threatened and wants you to keep your distance. If you ignore this sign, the situation could escalate. And the strongest sign is when a dog bares its teeth. This is a clear defensive reaction. When a dog bares its teeth at you, it's no longer simply disliking you. It's feeling insecure and ready to protect itself. However, the most important thing to understand is that these signs don't necessarily mean your dog hates you. In many cases, they are simply scared, stressed, in pain, or have had a negative experience in the past. Especially with adopted dogs, rebuilding trust can take a long time. A dog's behavior is a form of language, and if you learn to listen, you'll understand that it's not a rejection, but a message. If you recognize many of these signs, the best thing you can do is not to force or scold, but to be patient. Give your dog space. Don't force it to come closer if it's not ready. Let it be the one to approach you. Avoid abrupt or coercive actions. Instead, create positive experiences. Reward it when it comes closer. Speak softly and maintain a calm tone. Dogs believe in consistency. If your moods fluctuate wildly, sometimes happy, sometimes irritable, it won't know how to react. But if you maintain a steady, gentle energy, it will gradually feel safer. Finally, remember that dogs don't need you to be perfect. They just need your patience, understanding, and willingness to build trust little by little. The relationship between you and your pet isn't something that comes ready-made. It's something built over time. So today, try observing your dog a little more closely. You might notice things you never noticed before. Subscribe to the channel, and as you begin to understand it better, you'll see your relationship change in ways you never expected.